welcome to our presentation. We live in a great country. We have the best of so many things. But at the same time, all across this great nation of ours, we find ourselves in a crisis. The alarm is sounding among parents all over this country because most of the nation's children today are poor readers. The most impacted? Students with language-based learning disorders. Students in economically disadvantaged areas where supplies and services are scarce. And lastly, the burgeoning community of English language learners for whom English is not their first language. You see, with the advent of whole language many years ago, schools stopped teaching the science of decoding. As a result, many students today are being excluded from the educational process because they lack adequate decoding and comprehension skills. Let's take a look at the state of Maryland, where I live. Maryland schools consistently rank as some of the best schools in the United States, but 58% of the students in this state are reading below the level of proficient. What does below proficient mean? Well, according to the report of the National Assessment for Education Progress, there are 4 levels that are used to identify student achievement: below basic, basic, proficient, and advanced. The below basic level indicates a severe lack of performance. At this level, students demonstrate little or a flawed understanding of the material that was read. They cannot answer simple questions about the text, and they're unable to accurately decode the passage. The basic level indicates a limited performance. At this level, students have a partial or rudimentary understanding of the material that was read. They can answer simple questions about the text. They read with enough fluency to finish the passage, but they have little knowledge of author's purpose, clarifying devices, vocabulary and context, or related subject matter. The proficient level indicates a solid performance. Students at this level demonstrate a competent and adequate understanding of the text. They can make reasonable inferences. They read with fluency and accuracy, and they comprehend a deeper sense of the written material, i.e., author's purpose, vocabulary, and context, and they're able to reach a cogent conclusion. The advanced level is where we want our students to be. This level indicates a superior performance. Students at this level demonstrate a comprehensive and complex understanding of the text. Not only can they make reasonable inferences, they can make elaborate inferences. They are able to compare and contrast new knowledge with previously learned information, and they're able to use the material as a bridge to new and progressive concepts. Let's go back to our example, the state of Maryland, where 58% of the students are reading below the level of proficient. What this means is that their performance is limited or severely lacking. They have a partial understanding of what was read, if they understand it all. They are marked by inaccurate decoding. They range from non-fluent to barely fluent, and they can only answer the simple questions regarding the text. Again, if they can answer those questions at all. Is 58% really the best that we can do? Now, we have to give credit where credit is due. Maryland is doing better than the national average. Across our nation, 83% of African American 12th graders read below the level of proficient. 43% of them read below the level of basic. Hispanic Americans are doing a little better, but not much. 78% of Hispanic 12th graders read below the level of proficient. 39% read below the level of basic. For Native Americans, 71% of 12th graders across the nation read below the level of proficient. 30% of them read below the level of basic. For Asian Americans, 51% of Asian American 12th graders read below the level of proficient. 19% of them read below the level of basic. For the European Americans, the white students, 54% of 12th graders across the nation read below the level of proficient. 19% of them read below the level of basic. For our national average of all students, 62% of 12th graders in the United States read below the level of proficient. 26% of them read below the level of basic. Is it any wonder American parents are alarmed?